Gentlemen, welcome back to the shop. I come by chance, a dirty old shop with a young man sharing some tea and sympathy. What sent me a Kawasaki. That's a fellow from the workshop. It's a motorcycle thing. So here is what appears to be a starter. Sorry, brain fart there. Look at this. It must go right into the gear case and actuate on the crank directly, as indicated by the O-ring, the Bunan O-ring, and although how would that, this would mount up on the back. Okay, so there's only one electrical lead, so how does that make a circuit? Well, it goes through the ground of the body, so this would be a 12 volt Nippon Denso. Oh, Google. Oh, the bot just got me demonetized. They changed the name from Nippon Denso to Denso for, I guess, obvious reasons. Let's have a look-see. Oh, we're in like sin, but this ain't her first rodeo. The stank of her, well, she has been ridden hard and put away wet. Although, to its credit, lots of lubricitous wiping on the commutator bars and lots of stank. But it appears still to be working. Interestingly, automotive-wise, on the back section here, we see there's the positive in, and that just gets grounded through the case. So this just gets grounded right directly through the bolts. Nice copper impregnated brushes, quite worn though. These mainsprings, constant rate over that small amount of travel. Little micarta insulator there. Back section appears to be aluminum. Yeah, A1 aluminum back section. Has been used. We'll get into the front of her. I'll show you why on new starters. Okay, so if your starter on your car does not start and there is a clicking, chances are the battery's dead. Or first thing you do is you check the battery leads. Okay, you make sure they're on there good. If they're not on there good, you tighten them up. You know, if they're full of schmoo, corrosion and so forth, clean them up and then try again. If that doesn't work, what you can go and do is you go and tap on the starter. But on newer vehicles, you do not tap on the case here. You only tap on the back of it. And what that's going to do, of course, any kind of wonky, craptacular electrical connection, you just give her a little percussive maintenance, and sometimes it takes a new bite and it gives you a new direction. It'll take off on you. Sometimes that's, sort of last resort. You get out the old percussive maintainer and give her some tappy tap tap action. But as I said, this guy, you do not want to do that on account of the permanent magnet poles, 4-pole permanent magnets in there. You start whacking on that with a hammer and you break these right half in two. Then you're really, really fucked. Now this, for the size of her, this is an extremely high horsepower, high torque motor. We can see that by the splines, big, huge monster splines, what engage the crank to actually get the engine turning over. Big, huge windings. This would take hundreds of amps momentarily, mind. This is not a constant duty device. It would create so much heat that if you ran this for any amount of time, it would just burn up. And we see that in all kinds of starter motors. You only want to crank for 15, 30 seconds. And then you got to let her calm down a little bit, otherwise you'll fry the thing. And we see all epoxied, no expense spared. This is an expensive part. A very interesting construction, expensive as well. It looks for all the world like this was one big chunk of copper that got turned down to size. You can see this is just sharp as rapier wit and staked on here. This was cut, this was epoxied and then cut after the fact. Looks for all the world like there was a whole lot of meat there. I gave her the old college try. I attempted to get her to chooch there on the bench power supply, 12 volts, 3 amps, just barely give a grunt and give a groan and then nothing. Just the meh. So what we'll do here is, if we can find the rotor, we'll clean up the rotor and then see if we can get it working again. See if we can get it to turn. It might have been working. I have no idea. Like that right there. That's some pretty black looking shit. Very suspect to me. This is a bit of a pain in the cunning linguist to get back together. I think he sent me this just to fuck with me. Well, it's not back together yet. There we go. Fucking piece of piss, mate. Helps that I got the fingers of a 14-year-old Chinese girl. Okay. Let's put her on the test bench here, see if we can get her turning. Contact. Jesus fucking Christ. I don't know what it is about sparks, but they scare me. Fucking Christ. I think it's working. There you go. Good clean hand job from a fellow shop monkey. I appreciate you looking out for keeping the bum's eye on the scrap bin for interesting stuff to have a wee boo at. Thanks for watching. Keep your dick in a vice. If you want to check out his channel, he does, well, that's the beauty of YouTube, man. You go into somebody's shop and just hear him fucking shoot the shit. Thanks for watching. Keep your dick in a vice.